Welcome to Fearless Friday, your day to reclaim your weekend and your life. This week's Fearless Friday topic is about change and about the changes that happen when extreme pressure or pain occur. After this type of extreme pressure or pain, we're never the same again. For example, if you have a balloon and the first time that you blow up a balloon, maybe you stretch it out a little bit and then you take your lips and you blow and blow and blow and you put all of your force behind blowing up this balloon. And then you finally get it to expand and then you blow it up to full capacity without popping it, and then you release all the air. Well, that balloon now has felt extreme pressure and will never go back to being its original shape. It may look as if it is back down to its original shape. However, if you try to blow it up again, it's going to be so much easier. Another example, if you take a paper clip and you straighten it out and you take the bends and you unbend it and make it straight, and then you try to bend it back into its original position, it will never completely go back to the original position. Also, if a woman gets pregnant, has a child, so full pregnancy and then has the child, her body may appear as though it's the same. However, internally, cellularly, molecularly, in my opinion, that woman is forever changed. Just as the paperclip and the balloon are forever changed. Now, if you think about life, if you think about really challenging situations that you've been in that have caused extreme pressure or pain, think about how you went into that situation and then also how you came out of that situation. I bet you're a completely different person, huh? There's a really fabulous quote by George Bernard Shaw that I would like to share with you today. "The only man I know who behaves sensibly is my tailor. He takes my measurements anew each time he sees me. The rest go on with their old measurements and expect me to fit them." I'm going to actually say that again. "The only man who I know who behaves sensibly is my tailor. He takes my measurements anew each time he sees me. The rest go on with their old measurements and expect me to fit them." That's George Bernard Shaw. Allow yourself to think about the last time you went through a painful process, or last time you felt a lot of pressure. Think about the last time that you tried to blow up a balloon, and you tried and tried and tried and tried, and did you give up? Or did you continue until you blew up the balloon? This past week for the What's Up Wednesday call, I was talking about childbirth. My first child I actually had using drugs. My second child I had using the natural childbirth method called the Bradley method. And having two children in two different ways was completely life-changing. And feeling the difference between having a child using drugs and having a child naturally, really, it was really nice, and there was absolutely no comparison. And the one that I preferred was the natural childbirth because I could actually feel how each contraction was moving my son down the birth canal. I could actually feel it. So the pain, although it was intense at times, it was a productive pain. And I could feel each contraction, I could feel him moving down and moving down and moving down. I was able to focus and feel the progress of the pain. And after I delivered my son, I felt like a completely different person. I felt so empowered because my body was able to handle childbirth without the aid of painkillers and pain medication. my first son, I was scared to death because there was someone across the hall that was screaming for 2 hours trying to push her baby out. And so at the first sign of pain, I'm going, oh my gosh, give me drugs because I don't want to, I don't want to feel the pain. Well, think about your life. Think about how many times you feel pain and you choose to avoid it with painkillers, with food, with alcohol, with sex, with gambling, with avoidance. And think about how many times that pain reemerges and says, hey, I'm still here. Hey, I'm still here. Hello, I'm still here. And it's not until we choose to just sit with the pain and feel it and really allow ourselves to feel the pressure and the pain and the twisting and the turning of that pain and of that pressure. And no matter how heart-wrenching or gut-wrenching it is, when you feel it, that pain, that pressure, that's when you really know what you're made of. That's really when you find out how much you can really handle. When I was in boot camp for the Marine Corps, one of the things that they would tell us is pain is fear leaving the body. Well, I gotta tell you, there was a lot of other things leaving other people's bodies sometimes because we were so scared with some of the things that we went through. However, when you go through, and it really is a rite of passage, when you go through that rite of passage of pain or pressure, of certain things that life holds for you, certain situations, you really come out the other side with different measurements. You know, going back to that George Bernard Shaw quote, you really come out a completely different person. Even though you look the same, even though you appear the same to other people, that experience has changed you to the core, and I believe changed you on a molecular level. Now, this video is something I've really been mulling over all day. I've really been wanting to film this video all day, but sitting with this topic and feeling it, because I'm continuing to go through all these different emotions and all these different sensations that I almost didn't do this topic this week, but I felt that I really wanted to do it while I was in the moment, because it's so vital for all of us to realize that when we allow ourselves to feel the pain or feel the pressure and feel that fear leaving the body, feel that uncertainty of stepping out of our comfort zone and doing something that scares the hell out of us, or doing something that we have no idea where we're gonna land when we step outside of that box. We have no idea what type of footing or ground is going to be under our feet. And that's the same thing when that baby comes out of the womb. Hopefully there's somebody there to catch it. And that is really what it's like when you feel life happening and it's painful and it's full of pressure. You have to trust that someone is going to be there to catch you. Whether it is spirit, your guides and guardians, the God of your understanding, a friend, a loved one, or just yourself. Just really allowing yourself to really feel what's the right word that I'm looking for? To feel, just to feel. And when you feel, that is when you feel that empowerment. After I had my son, I felt like I could conquer the world. After I had my second son, because I delivered him naturally. I'm like, whoa, I am woman, hear me roar, you know? And after I graduated boot camp, after I graduated Marine Corps boot camp, when so many people, my stepmother bet my father $20 that I wouldn't make it past the first 2 weeks I was like, oh hell yeah, game on. And I not only proved it to her that I could do it, I proved it to myself that I could do it. I had no idea if I could graduate boot camp. I had no idea, because I actually had a lot of friends who were going through it at the time, but I also knew a lot of people who didn't make it through boot camp. And so each and every time I have went through that virtual birth canal, I have felt that fear. I have felt the pain and I have felt the pressure. But every single time that I allowed myself to do it naturally, without numbing out, without avoidance, without any other type of substance abuse, alcohol, drugs, sex, shopping, eating, when I've allowed myself to just be in the raw and feel that pressure, feel that pain, feel the discomfort of it, I always came out the other side so empowered, so fearlessly inspired that I could conquer the world. And so many times I've heard from people in my life, oh, you're so courageous for doing this, and wow, good for you. And no, everybody can do this. Every single person out there. If you're watching this video, I know you can do it. You can sit through the pain, the pressure, the discomfort of what you're going through right now. I know you can. And you can feel it and honor those feelings, no matter how bad they suck or how great they are. And when you come out the other side, whether it's in an hour, a day, or a week, you will come out the other side feeling so empowered and changed on a molecular level. And no one will be able to take that away from you. When I graduated boot camp, I was seeing this gentleman at the time, and he picked me up from graduation, and we were kind of walking around the base and everything, and I was, walking all, tall and high and mighty, because I graduated Marine Corps boot camp. I'm like, hell yeah, I rock, I'm the shit. And he had the audacity and the nerve to say, you're different. I don't like it. I really don't like the way that you're acting right now. And I'm like, well, how am I acting? He's like, you're acting kind of cocky, and you're acting a little bit too confident. And I gotta tell you, that really pissed me off. And it really took the wind out of my sail, and I really had to stop, and I'm like, well, who the hell are you to take away my victory? I just graduated Marine Corps boot camp. Yes, he was also a Marine, but that was something that really stuck with me over the years. And never allow yourself to feel less than because of someone's perception of you. And I know this is kind of a long video, but I really wanted to make this point this week. Really allow yourself to be okay with change, and allow yourself to be okay with feeling those changes and feeling that pressure and the pain that comes with change. There's another fabulous quote by Woodrow Wilson that I've held on to for years because it's so fabulous. If you want to make enemies, try to change something. I'm not saying if you change, people are going to hate you, but I'm just saying when you have the courage, and it really does take courage, when you have the courage to sit with your stuff, and you have the courage to feel it, and you come out the other side a different person, other people's perceptions of you is, yes, you've changed. You look the same, but you're different. And maybe they have been avoiding stuff in their life. Many times, if you've followed me for any length of time, on my previous channel, from this one, I pissed a lot of people off by some of the things that I did and didn't do, by shutting my channel down. But you know what? Every choice I made was authentic to me and me alone. And that's how I encourage you to live your life. I encourage you to feel your life. Feel that pain, feel the pressure, feel the glory, feel the excitement, feel the whole gamut of emotions from this end of the scale all the way to this end. And allow yourself the courage to step through those painful parts and know that you are going to be there to catch yourself with feeling that empowerment that comes with sucking it up and just doing it, and really just saying, you know, I know I can do this, and feeling it and allowing yourself to just, well, feel it. I mean, I really cannot stress that enough. So this week, I challenge you to think about those times in your past, those times in your life where it's been tough, it's been really, really rough and really challenging, and you've chose to numb out somehow. And then think about those times in life where you've chosen to feel those painful parts and those parts where you felt under pressure. Like that balloon really trying to be blown up, and you're like resisting that wind and that air, and finally you just give, you're like, oh, and then you finally get all blown up, not to the point where you explode, and then that pressure is released, and you're forever changed. But you know the next time that it happens, it's going to be easier and easier. This is a process that the more that you do it, the easier it gets. I promise you. The more you sit with your feelings, no matter what feelings they are, the easier it gets, and the more authentically you will live your life, and you can live your life. And when you live your life authentically, that is when you can really start to live a fearlessly inspired life, because you feel your life, you feel your everyday emotions. And those everyday emotions help to guide you into your highest aspect of self. Well, I really hope that you have enjoyed this week's Fearless Friday video. If you have, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends on Facebook and Twitter, and until next time, have a good week. Bye-bye.